I got started in Demolition Derby, way back. I used to live in Los Angeles. I used to live in El Segundo. And the very first Demolition Derby I was ever in was at Ascot, which is, down by Long Beach, which is no longer there, but it was a figure-8 racetrack. And the very first Derby I ever drove in was down there. I drove the car around town for weeks. I even went to bars in it and had it valet parked with all the windows were out except for the windshield, and I drove it to these places. And that was the very first Demolition Derby I was ever in. And the only injuries I think I've ever had in doing the Derby, I got my finger stuck in the steering wheel one time, and that was probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 years ago. And then this last Derby, I bit my lip and I got a bruise on my back, and that's about it. I never get a sore neck, because I don't know if you could see when you were watching the Derby, my seat sits almost sideways. I point at the right-hand window pillar on the car. I don't face the steering wheel. My seat is sideways, and it faces the window pillar on the side of the car, and I use my left foot for the gas pedal. And what happens is I don't have to twist my neck around to see behind me where I'm going, because you want to hit with the back end of the car. I just look over my shoulder a little bit, hit, no problem, and I never have a sore neck. When I moved down to Santa Maria, I didn't know anybody, and it just happened one of the first people I met was a man named Paul Teixeira, and he ran the Demolition Derby in Santa Maria, and figured why not? Good way to meet more people. And it's not expensive at all. It costs you. It can be expensive. People make it expensive. I do it very cheaply. It costs about $70 to enter in the thing, and then I always try to get a car. You can find old dead cars laying in people's yards. You see a car in someone's yard. You're driving down the road. You stop and say, "Hey, you want to get rid of that car?" My wife, Sandy McDowell, she works at a wrecking yard called Chippers, and for the last, I'd say the last probably 5 years, her boss has given me the cars for the Derby.